Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody had a fantastic 4th of July. First month, third quarter. You got to sit and think about, you had a great time last weekend, spent time with your family, ate barbecue food, ate baked beans, all that fancy food you ate. Now you got to sit and decide, am I ready to hit it hard again? Talked to an agent this morning on the way to work, and Joe, I'm still a little bit tired from the 4th, but he says, I'm going to hit it hard today. Today I want to talk about why you should pick two carriers. Why you have to pick two carriers to make yourself more, more efficient when you're visiting with a client. Agents call up, they tell Jay, I want AMM, I want American Home Life, I want CVS, I want Rural Neighbors. They list every carrier we have. They want them all because they feel the more carriers they have, the more places they have to put their clients at. So I'm going to give you an example today of just two carriers. So I'm just going to give you the example, yet they don't have to be your favorite picks or not. Now, the reason two carriers is that you must always have a go-to company that you're going to go to. Pick the company that you feel will give your clients everything. And what happens that once you start learning that carrier, do they take COPD, emphysema, heart attacks, congestive heart failure, all that stuff there, in your mind automatically when you're speaking with that client and you're going over the health questions with them or doing your warm-up, you're talking about their health, and they sit and tell you, well, I've had congestive heart failure. Damn, what carrier do I put it with? Well, we got a brand new carrier called Cica, C-I-C-A, Citizens, and they'll accept you with congestive heart failure. So I'm there and I'm thinking when I'm with a client, if a client says they're a diabetic, insulin, when do they start? Are they on the pill? Are they on the shot? Have they had a heart attack a year ago, 2 years ago? You have to know what carrier, your favorite carrier, the one that you know inside out, do they fit the piece to that puzzle? And they may not. They may not. They could be on oxygen. They could have a stroke 6 months ago. Where do you go? Where do you go? Well, hopefully the second carrier that you picked will be the one that you can put them with. So basically what you need two companies. You can have three, you can have four, but no two of them. You gotta have one guaranteed issue. Just one. You don't need every single guaranteed issue carrier out there. You need one. And with that said is that now you've got three carriers. All your business is going to be going towards those three carriers, probably 45%, and then like maybe 10%, maybe 5% goes towards guaranteed issue. How do I pick a carrier that will be efficient for me? That's going to give me everything I need. Before we get started, we're going to talk about carriers that you're going to get your clients approved with, okay? Not the cheapest price. What happens is that we feel, and I feel the same way, that if I give a client something that's too expensive, they're going to cancel. Or that client's going to switch to somebody else because the premiums are too high. Will they do it? If you gave them the cheapest thing in your book, the cheapest one, there's always somebody that's going to be a little bit cheaper. Yet, the goal is for you to let them know that you are their agent, that you're taking care of them. No matter what happens, you're going to be there for them. When that sad day comes, I'm going to walk your husband through the situation. I'm going to walk your daughter Marie through this situation. I'm going to be there to take care of your family when that sad day comes in a long, long time from now. Okay? Hopefully that will make them stay with you, because people buy based on emotions, on how they feel that we are coming across, and they keep it based on logic. They buy because it's the right time. They feel it's a great price. They like you. They trust you. 2 months down the road, 3 months down the road, oh, this thing costs too much. I don't know why I bought it. I'm not sick. I don't know why I need it. My kids say they're going to pay for it, and they cancel it. Well, hopefully they'll sit and say in their mind, I was told I had a super preferred plan. I was told the plan I got, not many people get. So with that said, I'm going to tell you which two for you to consider picking up. We've got Transamerica, we got Foresters, we got all these great companies. I can only pick two right now. I'm going to tell you, think about American Amicable and American Home Life. AM and American Home Life. Why do I pick those there? Because those have the most items, the most products within those two carriers that'd be healthy and wealthy for you. For example, both AM and American Home Life have Social Security billing. They both have end of the application questions that can be answered. A gentleman 2 weeks ago called in, been a client of mine for a while. We start chit-chatting. He said, Joe, I want to get an additional $10,000 worth of life insurance. Older gentleman and a smoker. And I said, and he had COPD. So we started talking and all that stuff there. He says, yeah, I don't really want to spend too much. I want to stay within my budget. What is your budget? He says, well, tell me what you got to offer. I said, okay. Came back with him at American Home Life at $139 a month. He's okay. That's what I was thinking. He says, I'll get that one there. So I'm going through the application process and we're on the phone. I said, over here it says if we want to add accidental to get an additional 10, it'll be $4 and change. Yeah, throw that on there. So the bill came out to be almost $144 a month. And I was saying, damn. So go through the whole application. He told me everything about him, gave me all his medications. So at the end it asked me a question, can't remember what it was, but it has something to do with his heart. Does the client have this heart issue? I asked him, he said, Joe, never happened to me. I hit no. Within 2 seconds, boop, boop, approved standard. Now, you write another carrier, sometimes, most of the time, they'll either decline you or they'll bump you down to a grader to modify. AM and American Home Life both have to where you hopefully will get an opportunity at the end to save the case, because certain times files get mixed up, things happen. That happened with him. I wrote Prosperity probably 2 years ago, did the same thing. They asked me 3 health questions for that young lady, answered all the questions no, got her approved. So now you're looking at why AMM, why American Home Life. American Home Life, heart attack a little bit over a year, you get immediate standard. COPD, emphysema, Parkinson's, lupus, you can get a standard rate. Okay? They have no height weight chart. So this is what you've got to think about. You can't always look at the price because the goal is to get the client approved. Client called me last weekend. An agent called me last weekend and said, Joe, I wrote somebody up and they got declined. I said, okay. She said, I asked all the health questions like you always talk about. I knew you were going to ask me. What she did was nothing wrong. Whenever you go to a carrier, Mutual of Omaha, and you want to do their express issue IUL, they have longer look back questions. Their medications are totally different because what we primarily do, Rural Neighbors, Transamerica, American Home Life, CVS, AMM, they're all simplified issue, which their rates are a little bit higher, which makes them more lenient for your client, and then it makes it easier for you to get approved. So Joe, the client wanted this, all they can afford was that, so I put him here. She did everything right. She crossed her T's, she dotted her I's, everything was perfect. Okay? I gave her a gold star. Mutual says, decline. She says, where else can I go? She says, well, you can go with Royal Neighbors, but I don't know exactly what's wrong. She says, well, I called up Transamerica. Transamerica's got a UL that will accept her. premiums were higher. I said, well, you really have no choice. So what happens is that, I'm not saying do not offer the IULs by any carrier, yet you need to be careful when you offer that there, you've given them a sweet deal. $25,000 I think was $75 or something, some very inexpensive price, and on a simplified issue is going to be over $100 a month. The reason it's less expensive is because they look back a whole lot further. They're more picky who they're going to take. All the simplified issues are going to be rated a little bit higher, it's higher, yet they're going to accept more to get you issued, submitted, issued, and paid. Okay? Now, AMM has a term product, they got a whole life product. So you got two things. They got an easy term, and they got a term made simple. Easy term, 5-year look back, a little bit more lenient, a little bit more giving. Term made simple, 10-year look back, better price. So you got to play with the applications on whatever carrier you want. By picking two carriers and learning the first one inside out, pivoting to the second one and learning it inside out. From there you say, Joe, I need another carrier. So let's say you need a carrier because your client wants to get $250,000 or $500,000 of term life insurance. When you go to the simplified issue companies, their rates are they are higher. Yet right now you can get Transamerica, and when I tell you about this here, I guarantee you're going to be calling Jay to sign you up if you don't have it. Transamerica has it from the age of 18 to 45, non-med, no blood work, no nothing, up to $2 million. So you get a client that's 43 years old, they want $1.5 million worth of coverage, goes to their supersonic underwriting, and you're going to get approved within sometimes 2-3 hours. If you got a client that is 46 to 55, you're going to get up to $1 million non-med. Rates are a whole lot less expensive than simplified issue. Application is not as long as what it used to be. Their whole life product is one of the better ones as well. Less questions. It's not as extensive as it was 6 months ago. Pick two carriers that will offer everything you need. By doing that there, you're going to start learning that carrier inside out. So you're already underwriting the client in your mind when you're speaking with them. If they say they had a heart issue 2.5 years ago, you know American Amicable's got a 3-year look back on heart. American Home Life has a 1-year look back to get a standard rate and a 2-year look back to get a preferred rate. So you got to pick your poison, which one you want. Now if you say, Joe, I need something cheap, Transamerica will probably be the lowest one. Got another carrier called Life Shield. Underwriting's a little bit tougher. Remember, when it comes to underwriting, the more health questions, the longer the look back, the more things that they request in the underwriting questions is going to be harder to get, not impossible. It's going to be cheaper. Once you show that cheap price or that inexpensive price, what they say, it's going to be kind of hard for you to come back and do simplified issue. That's why a lot of agents, I'm not saying they're not using the IULs or not using the inexpensive companies, they're going to where they're trying to bat 100. They're going to talk to clients, they're going to get what they can and get it approved. Now, client says, Joe, the agent called me and said, Joe, Life Shield's $4 cheaper than American Home Life. I said, I know. He says, the client says they can't afford much. The client says they're on a budget. I had to give them the cheapest one because if not, they weren't going to buy from me. Well, you need to sit and analyze what the client says. What they're doing is that they feel that you are like a department store, furniture store, where you can go in and like bargain basement shop with them and say, listen, you want $2,000 for that there? I'll give you $1,900. Some will, some won't. Insurance companies say, Joe, this is the price that's registered by the state. No matter how much you love me, how much you want to squeeze me, that's the price. What we have the option to do is to take them from one carrier to another carrier for a price point, or instead of going to the price point, taking them up $3, $4 higher, knowing or almost feeling 100% you can get them approved. Name of the game, get a lead, get in front of somebody, give them the opportunity to ask you questions, you tell them how the program works, write the application, get them approved, and get paid 2 or 3 days later. So with that said, pick 2, term, whole life, guaranteed issue. If you guys want that, the Transamerica, let us know. We'll be happy to set you up with it. With that said, guys, make it a great day. We love you. We appreciate you. If you need leads, call us. You need Medicare, call us. You need other carriers, call us. You need mortgage protection. No matter what you need, we got it. Be good, be safe. We love you. Bye.